Listen, I don't think they're going to go to the finals, but I do think that was the single biggest moment of Joel Embiid's career. And everyone's out here talking about the most skilled duo, the most skilled shooter, Joel Embiid, with respect to the soon-to-be two-time MVP, is the most skilled big man since Hakeem. He is not better than Shaq, obviously. But as far as his footwork, his ability on both ends, and to go along with an amazingly flowery shooting touch, the skill's off the charts. Shooter. And Broussard, you and I have talked a lot about how one of the things with Anthony Davis that disappointed us was that we've said great players, when they win a title, sometimes it unlocks something for them. They get the pressure off them and they go to the next level. Again, this is round one. But I do wonder, and I even think, that Embiid having finally, a signature playoff moment might unlock a little bit for him. Not the way a title would, but because it wasn't just this. Right. The play before, he got hosed on the call, but he made what could have been the game-winning block. And they couldn't challenge it because Doc wasted his challenge because that was running rampant in the NBA yesterday. Embiid, they're up 26 seconds left. Yep. Embiid blocks it clean as can be and to save the game. Now, they end up missing one free throw. He hits the shot. But Embiid doing it on both ends, showing us what, dare I say, an MVP is supposed to look like in the playoffs. Joel Embiid, I don't think they're going to go to the finals because I still believe in Milwaukee despite Middleton's injury. But I think this is a seminal moment in Embiid's career.
Well, and look, Nick, they're going to have trouble with Miami, too, in the second round. I mean, that's going to be a war, and so we'll see if they even survive that. But I've never doubted that Joel Embiid could be the best player on a championship team. Would he be the leader? Okay, we could question that. But he's good enough. There's no doubt about it. But I have two questions about him, or two things that kind of have bothered me a bit. And one of them he did answer to some degree last night, and that was him in the clutch moments. All right, because we can go back to many series, Boston in the past or Toronto, where he and the Sixers didn't come up big in the big moments. And a lot of blame went on Bruce Brown, the coach. A lot of it went on Ben Simmons. But some of it should have gone on Joel Embiid, too. And last night, that was Brett Brown. That was a huge shot by Embiid. And you're right. It's kind of his first huge playoff moment to come through like that, and that could propel him. But my second issue is this, and you are absolutely right. I love Joel Embiid's outside ability. His mid-range jumper is among the best in the league, and he is a good three-point shooter.
You want him on the block.
But I want him down low a little more because he is leaving meat on the bone. He's leaving meat on the bone. Look. Seriously.
That's
and
fair.
You heard Charles and Shaq talking about it on TNT.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I want him down there. Well, I'm not saying I want him down there like an old school center 90% of the time.
It's fair.
But I'm saying go down there more than you do because you can get them in foul trouble. He is the biggest player on the court by far. Why isn't he used that more? He's floating around at the three-point line late in the game, and even the game when I don't want to take anything away from him, but that's one of those just throw it up, don't have to think about it, just put it up, and if it goes, you're great. It's tied, not a big deal if you miss. I would rather see him down there on the block more because there's no one in the league that can stop him, and then you support that with your mid-range and your three-point. Then you're truly unstoppable, Wilds.
Wilds, let me just build off that real quick, and I'll throw to you, Wilds. Just what Brew was saying there, I was kind of laughing because it is what Shaq and Charles, you'd have thought, or certainly from Charles after the game, that the Sixers had lost. Charles was disappointed in Embiid. He's like, I don't know why he's taking all these threes. I don't know. It's like, dude, he just hit the game winner. Charles was upset. And there is a bit of, now in back-to-back segments, 90s nostalgia when men were men and defense was played and you hit people and you went down low.
You know what they say.
With that said, I understand. With that said, I can tell you there has been what Brew is saying is felt at times within the organization in Philly. That Embiid is so skilled, and sometimes he gets a little wrapped up in showing how skilled he is, as opposed to like, you're 7'2", you're 270, whatever he is. The Raptors have nobody within 60 pounds of you. You probably could just, do a drop step dunk 13 times a game. So I was laughing with Broussard, but I do think there is maybe more of a happy medium. But it's, the flip side is in the playoffs when they're not going to call as many fouls, is sometimes those are harder plays to run. And Embiid's just floating around, hitting jump shots, hitting game winners. I mean, it seems to be working for him.
All right, so to keep the 90s nostalgia going, you remember the brand Nubian song, Slow Down, Slow Down.
Yes.
I just was not impressed with this victory. I just didn't love it. First of all, Embiid missed the shot at the end of regulation, the LeBron type sort of step back, little sidestep to the left. He missed that, so I'm like, all right, it wasn't great. Then overtime, kind of ugly. You don't have Harden there, so he's gone. So I question sort of like, is Harden going to show up for the run of these playoffs if he's fouling out in playoff games? You had a possession with Tyrese Maxey, threw up a brick that almost broke the back of the backboard in Toronto. They would have had to pause the game and replace it. It was so ugly. Then finally, even the game winner, the shot clock's about to go out. The shot clock, and Doc has to call an emergency timeout and draw up the play. So it was an ugly. It was great, and it was a great play call from Doc. Broussard, would you have left Fred, or are you okay with Nick Nurse taking him off?
Well, let me say this quickly, Wiles. It was one of those ugly playoff victories that you need every now and then. You're right, it wasn't that impressive. I mean, they trailed most of the game, but they came back and did what they needed to do, which was grind out a win. So that in and of itself is impressive. Yes, if I would have kept Van Fleet on the inbounder, because you just distract him a little bit. Maybe Embiid's not able to catch it right in his sweet spot, and that throws him off a bit. So that's why people put guys on the inbounder. Not that they're going to steal the ball, but just to distract them a little bit. So I'm with you on that.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.